Welcome to Kai's Transformation Snacks. This is a series of my writings and blog posts on audio to help entrepreneurs like you expand your consciousness and rise up into your purpose. If you find benefit from this audio, please remember to like and share. This is from my blog, How to Know If You're Making the Right Decision. All blocks are simply fears in the way of you trusting yourself and trusting in a higher power that loves you and shows up for you whenever you make a decision. This last part is so important because God, the universe, source, etc. always shows up for you. For every decision you make, whether it's to your benefit or not, God and the universe trusts your decision and reflects that reality back to you. This infinite intelligence that is actually the divine source of love is always bringing opportunities to you in every single second of every single day. But the only way to harness these opportunities is to act from trust. To decide from, if you did trust, what would you do? Guys, if you just took this one question to heart and used it for every decision you made, your entire life would change. If you did trust and knew it was working out for you, and if you did know you were good enough, and if you did believe there was a divine source of love, some call God, others call the universe, that's guiding you, what would you choose to do, feel, and be right now? This one thing is the source of clarity needed for any decision. And it is decisions, my friend, that determines which parallel reality you will be in. Do you decide to retract from your desire? Do you feel your desire to go live or have that conversation or go out and exercise, but instead you say, nah, it'll probably be uncomfortable. It won't be fun, it will be hard, I might suck, I might fall over, I might freeze up, I might mess up. So then in that moment, you have a choice. So listen up, sweet one, because this is the thing. In this moment, if you ask the if I did trust question, the answer would come to you as long as you paused and listened for that first gentle voice and inner knowing within. Your choice is whether you act from trust or do the old emotional pattern option that takes you into the reality you say you don't want. Yet if you really wanted the reality you say you wanted, you would show up and do the damn thing and actually start living the life you desired. So if you want to grow your following and make amazing money from following your passion, wanting it, thinking about it, visualizing it doesn't actually help if you don't also follow the actual action the person who has a large following would make. If you want to be fit and sexy, but you find you are lagging, what would a fit and healthy person do? What would you do once you were already fit and sexy? What would you choose once it was already easy? Then do a watered down version of that if need be to get started and build the habit. Then over time it gets easier. You do more and so you match the ultimate vision more until one day you just sort of become that person you always dreamed of. It can happen so easily and naturally when you stop looking for quick fix strategies from other people and you simply follow your soul. Your what would I do if I trusted? Because your soul is made from trust and love and infinite intelligence. So God speaks to you through your inner knowing, these deep down desires. The universe reflects back to you everything you believe and all that you are being right now. So if you say you want something, you must choose to have it. And yeah, it is that easy. But without human conditioning, it can be very hard. Your mind has been programmed to attack you Your mind has been programmed to give your power away to others. Your thoughts seem so real that you believe everything you hear in your head. How fucking gullible we are. But that can be changed. You can disconnect from those demons in your mind that tell you how worthless you are. You can shut out those demonizing thoughts that make you want to shut down. You can stop listening to anything that says you can't. Especially when you deeply realize this one thing. When you think a thought and agree with it, this is a belief which becomes your reality. So the one thing you need to succeed is to consistently think and believe that yes, you can. But then what about the mind chatter and those sinking feelings that feel so unclear and oh so doubtful? Well, that's where people like me come in. I have healed myself from PTSD that shook me to my foundation with anxiety, fear, social anxiety, fear of people, fear of society, reactive behavior, breaking out into rages, feeling so unworthy, and like all I could do was sell my body for sex. Yup. I used to run my own business as a high-end escort for a few years. And as much as I wanted to transition into being a healer, I just didn't believe that I could. I had so much shame and pain and deep criticism of myself that was embedded into the foundation of my neural pathways, starting from a mother who hated me being in her womb. But I kept moving forward like the cha-cha-cha. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Yet I kept picking myself up, doing hours and hours of energy healing, somewhat consistent journaling, plus so much more. And over time, I healed my PTSD, which was part of my victim mentality, and I changed my reality around me. And so can you. Now, my thoughts are mostly of ease and flow. Now I don't get anxious. I used to get triggered all the time. In fact, when I was much younger, my triggers could last for many months. Then they would last for hours or days. Now I can get out of a trigger in 1 minute flat. Sometimes they last for 5 or 10 minutes, but that is very rare. The last time I got triggered for 10 minutes, where I felt all upset at another, blaming him for what he said and how in my head that meant he didn't care for me, it was a year ago. So I say this because the number one thing you need to be successful is to get control of your monkey mind. Stop those mind attacks because your worry is a type of hex upon your future. Is that what you really want? Of course it's not. And this brings me to the decision process I mentioned above, where you act from trust. I know in my heart that at least 1 or 2 people listening to this message has been thinking of working with me for a while, or perhaps you're reading this thinking how much you would love to get rid of your mind chatter so you can trust yourself and launch yourself into the parallel reality of your dreams over time. If this is you, then reach out to me about my one-to-one work or my digital programs. I have some super amazing digital programs, and if you show up and do the work in them, they will absolutely, for sure, change your life. It's impossible not to when you change your energy, aka vibration, on such deep levels. And for those of you who know you want stellar results, with me there focused on you and your success, helping you achieve your goals and overcome every single fear as it comes up, I have a couple of spots open for one-to-one work where we can go deep into these repetitive patterns that stifle you. So every time you need to make a decision, you choose from trust. And it will be my mission to make sure you do. This is my heart and soul healing private coaching. Send me a message if you think this is for you or if you have any questions. I'm here to help. With love, Kai Ashley.